Well, hi there, I'm Noah Bradley and this is Handmade House TV. On today's episode, I'm going to tell you how to tear out chinking, how to remove cement and wire mesh chinking from a log cabin. It's a necessary skill that often has to be done even when we're constructing a new home. It never fails that at least we mess up on at least one chink joint or one of them is damaged in the process. I as a full-time log builder for several decades, have been hired many times to remove improperly installed chinking that was done by others. It is not a fun job, it is tedious, and it's slightly dangerous. So stay tuned and let me show you how to properly do it. Stay tuned. Well, all right, if you've been following along with me here on Handmade House TV, you know that I'm a big fan of properly installed chinking. I can go back to chinking that I installed more than 3 decades ago, and it's held up immaculately well. I've never been called back in to repair, replace any chinking that I've ever done. The logs are holding up perfectly well. The chinking is solid and just as attractive as it is the day that I installed it, but nonetheless the phone has constantly rung from me to remove and replace chinking that's done improperly by other individuals. I've had a lot of requests for exactly how I chink and how to properly to chink, and so currently I'm putting together a small online class that anyone can take. It'll be several hours long in how to properly chink, so you don't have to call me in to replace what has been done by others. It costs 3 times as much to replace improperly installed chinking that was done by someone who just either didn't care or didn't know how to do it properly than it would be if someone had hired me directly to do it right the first time. There's the process of chinking removal, there's the process of repairing the damage that was created to the logs because of the improperly done chinking, and then finally there is installing the proper chinking. And removing chinking is not fun in the first place, but removing chinking for someone who has been done wrong, who has now experienced damage to their log cabin, it's not the most enjoyable aspect, and frequently I turn down these jobs. So part of the reason why I'm creating this Chinking Academy course, and part of the reason why I'm sharing with you today how to extract chinking, is so that you won't call me to do this job. It's a little bit miserable and it's a little bit dangerous. So the first aspect of removing improperly done chinking is a realization of how it was installed. And so we will start by going back to the chinking without the mud installed on it, without the cement installed on it. And I've called this process the wiring. And the wiring aspect of it is basically installing as well as you can, as perfectly as you can, in just the right places at just the right time, diamond mesh lathing. And I use 6-penny nails when I install it. And so in the process of installing this, you have to custom cut each piece of wiring, and this results in extremely jagged, razor sharp edges on the tops and bottoms of each of these strips. So here we have what we need to do in order to remove this properly. We need to extract each and every one of these nails. It's easy when you're looking at the overall chinking that you just want to grab a hammer, you want to bust it out and yank it out, but you can't pull all of these nails out in one motion. So each nail has to be removed. Now clearly we can't remove the nails unless we can get to them, unless we can see them. So that involves the first step in removing the chinking, and that is that we need to bust the cement up. We need to get it off of the wiring enough that we can extract each of the nails. So our goal in removing the chinking is not to beat on it as much as possible to drive it out of there. Our goal is to merely get as much cement out of the way in order to extract the nails. So once the cement is out of the way enough that we can extract the nails, we go ahead and do that. Then we carefully remove the chinking and place it in a pile. Hopefully we're really careful, and it's not a bad idea to wear gloves to protect your hands from cutting, and also to protect, to wear some kind of eye protection, because when you're hitting the cement with a hammer, it's not unusual for projectiles of dust or grains to come flying away. And also when you're pulling these nails out, sometimes 1 in 50 of them will come flying out because of the sudden release of what the force was that was holding it in place. Well, all right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll stay tuned for future chinking as far as the Chinking Academy that's coming up here. I created the Log Cabin Academy, which is about a 10-hour course which walks you step by step through the process of building a log cabin. But I've had a lot of individuals tell me they've already got a log cabin and they just want to chink it, and so they just want that core element. So I'm extracting the chinking aspects from the Log Cabin Academy, and I'm adding more to it. Right now I'm standing in front of a little log cabin that I built for the Log Cabin Academy, and I'm just about ready to move it. I mean, really right on the ball of ready to move it. And so the chinking that I removed from it today is the chinking that I installed on it for that course. And when I get it back up on my piece of land down near a lake, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chink this thing. I'm going to invite some members of the guild to come in. By the way, you guys give me a call in the guild and come on by and give me a hand chinking this. And then I'll probably be adding more videos here on Handmade House TV, and I'll be adding a whole lot more content to the Chinking Academy. So that's it for this week. I would like to thank 5 new members of the Handmade House Guild. They are Sarah Dredger, or Sarah Dreger. Boy, I messed up on the first one today. Thomas Patton, James Ledford, James Miller. Got 2 Jameses, that's pretty cool. And Ian Duggar. That's 5 new people in the Handmade House Guild. It's a great place to be. It's a lot of content, over 40 hours of me step by step going through the process, building a log cabin, of laying stone, of designing and building your own dream home. And right now I'm working on the Timber Frame Academy, due next year. All right, until next week, we'll see you here on Handmade House TV, guys. Thank you so much for your loyalty and for subscribing to this channel. We'll see you next week. Bye now.